Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over parameters. Now, I'm sorry there's no code in my main method, so if you're following along from the last video, just delete all of the code from the last video. That's all I did. I had started creating a video on getters and setters, and then I realized we needed to learn parameters first. Now, parameters are the things that you see inside of these parentheses uh, after the method's name, right? So this is a parameter. The parentheses hold parameters. So let's create another method called private static void, and we can say we'll just call this params, short for parameters, and then we can create some curly braces, and then we want to print out x. Let's just print out, let's say, a coordinate system, so we can say this, parentheses, then we can print out some integers. So let's create two integers. Let's do a private static integer x equals to 5, y equals to 12, Oh, and by the way, this line, this may look a little weird. That's the same thing as doing private static int x equals to 5 and private static int y equals to 12. That's the same. These two lines are just being condensed into this one line. Right, so we have variable x and variable y. So now we can just add x here, and then put a little comma in the space, and we can print out y, and then we just add the closing parentheses. And now when we run this, nothing's going to happen. So let's just put in parameters. Let's call the parameters and method, and now you will see that it prints out 5, 12. And there we go. We have x and y. Right. But let's say these are local variables, right? Because we're just creating them locally. So we can say int x equals to 5 and y equals to 12, right? So we have two variables, and we want this method, just this specific method, to receive these numbers. Now, how do we do this? Well, we have something called parameters. So, within the parentheses of this receiving method, the method that is going to have the parameters, this is the method that we want to access x and y, right? So this is the method that we're going to have parameters on. So we're going to pass an integer x and integer y, right? And now it knows what x and y are, right? But of course, x and y aren't defined. They are defined when we pass in some sort of value in here. So in the parameters, the first value we're going to pass in is x, and the next one is y. So here, x and y. This x right here is referring to this one. So we're just passing in this variable into here, and we're setting this variable in the parameters, this x variable in the parameters, to this variable in the main method. We could also set it to, just values normally. So then we just pass in 5 and 12, or I'm just going to set it to x and y. And now you can see it does the same exact thing. Prints out 5 and 12. That's because these are local variables, but this is not actually accessing these variables. This is actually creating brand new variables that are set when this method is called, because it's passing in values through the parameters. So I hope you learned something this episode, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I'll be sure to answer it. See you in the next video.